Hi everybody, hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi my friends, how are you? This is our reading for the full moon in Libra, which is happening on the 28th of excuse me, March. and yeah, as you know, we've been going about it by starting to talk about the organs. What is affected, or what do we need to take special attention or special care of. And with this Libra moon, the organs that are affected is the urinary tract, bladder, kidneys, ureter, those things, and also the skin and the veins are affected, and organs of touch. Now the skin is a huge organ of touch, right? It's a matter of fact our biggest organ of touch, really. So take good care of yourself in these areas. Also, our glucose levels and insulin levels may be affected by this full moon, and this happens 5 days prior and 5 days after. That's when the effect is the strongest here, just for you guys to know. So watch what you take in with regards to sugar, like how you treat yourself, okay? But don't beat yourself up if you're happening to be in one of those stages where it's just like, okay, I have to cope, so I have to eat something like that. I need the sugar to survive right now. That's fine. Don't beat yourself up. I'm just saying this is something that we can, if we want to, if we can right now, place special attention to. All right. Libra, of course, is an air sign, and it's also Libra is about family, about friends, about the relationships that we have in our lives. And it's also what's gonna come up with this full moon is balance, finding balance between pleasing people or between wanting to be in a good mood all the time, and between what we really feel in that very moment, right? So it's really like the balance and the harmony. That's what that's about. And yeah, learning to show your good and your bad feelings alike, and really to show yourself. Man, I've been I keep seeing birds today. It's crazy. They come so close, and just right now there's one on my balcony that just hopped in and is doing crazy stuff, such as this morning. You may be seeing birds as well, and they are very present. Like when spirit wants to get your attention, like they may be sending birds into your life. So this is really, really cool. I love it. I hope he's returning later, or she. Okay, cool. So anyways, so it's about showing yourself despite of what may be expected of you, right? What you feel maybe society wants from you, friends and family want from you. Cast that aside if you can. And this can be a step-by-step process. It most likely is. Of course, there are some people that just do it in one big push. And it's interesting because we do have the Libra full moon, but then we're also in Aries season, which to me are kind of like counterparts, because Aries is so fiery, of course, and so we're going to do it. And people's like, oh, it's kind of like that, right? So there is some sort of a divide almost that is happening, but I feel the task here for us is to bring the two together again and be like, yeah, we can have both though, right? Both are okay. It's okay to be in this corner, and it's also okay to be in the other. It's about acceptance, once more, as it is most of the times, right? And I already drew from the Sacred Earth Oracle for us, and we have the Revolution card. And that's interesting because it really ties nicely into what we heard. And have a look. We have lots of birds on here. You can see my light. Glare. You can see lots of birds here. And the full moon, right? Feminine, the lunar energies, allow these energies to come into your life to heal you, right? Feminine energy is so healing and so creative, and also brings up the unknown, of course. So the earthly meaning here is avoid comparison, like comparing yourself to others, right? It is neither too soon nor too late to claim your life for yourself. There is no right way to live your life. There is no wrong way or set pace to follow your path. Be wary of false markers. It is not always time to harvest. Without periods of rest, planning, planting, and nurture, there may be no harvest. And the spiritual meaning is, like invisible wheels, the seasons of life move through an eternal cycle of death and rebirth. Now, this is utterly interesting because I just pulled the cards for myself, and it was just about that, about the cyclical nature, about birth, death, rebirth, and how it's all starting all over again. And there's definitely, of course, a pattern that we can watch in nature, but that we can also watch in ourselves on smaller scales, like when we die our small deaths, when stuff falls away that no longer serves and is being replaced by something else. But also, like in a bigger sense, like in one lifetime, or even bigger, in several lifetimes. And there's definitely something in there, and something that is really worth looking at, because it goes to the moon cycles, to the sun cycles as well, because there is a time for renewal on the horizon here. Absolutely. So what appears to begin, rise, fall away, and end is but a small part, just like I didn't read it before, but a small part in an endless journey without any clear start or climax. In the bright stillness of the divine mind, every journey flows through love. This is your journey, your time, your season. Shine, yes, shine, yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Let me have a look. Now let's ask the Ostara Tarot what they have to add to the story. And then I really would like to draw from the Queen of the Moon to honor the moon, of course, the full moon in Libra. Thank you. Yeah, and there's also cycles, and I didn't notice there's a crescent moon on the card as well. Wow, hello. Thank you. Oh, yes. Very interesting. All right. My dears, this card popped up. Taurus or Aries reading. That was one of those. Very interesting reading. I really recommend it. Have a look on Instagram. You'll know exactly which one it is. Yeah, that one is very interesting. Yeah, it was Taurus. It was Taurus because it was stepping into your power. Absolutely. And she's like sailing away here on this boat, and their bees may have significance for you. Saving the bees, possibly. You may have watched something about the bees, or may have a special interest, because bees and human beings, they are very connected. Without the bees, we are no more. They're super, super important. There's something in there to, you know, how it's so essential. There's something essential in this, and also essential in expressing yourself here and going for what your constellation tells you to go towards, right? You may not be following the Northern Star. You may be following the Big Bear, right? And only you know this, because it is your journey here. And that's what this was talking about specifically as well. It's just like, okay, if you want to be on a flying boat and follow the Big Bear, go ahead and do this, because that's your journey, and don't allow anyone else to interfere with this, because it is yours and only you know what rings truth with you. And you may get goosebumps if you've ever gotten those, you know, those goosebumps of recognition when someone is telling you something. And I've had this numerous times in the readings, or for people that I've read for privately. It's just like they get goosebumps when you say something that resonates. It's not just the mind that says, oh yeah, I'm recognizing. It's the body, it's the physical body that actually reacts to those truths. So there is something, allow the body to guide you. You know this already. You know this. Don't let anyone interfere with you here and with your journey. And know that you're always on the right path as you are following. And this is interesting. It's in reverse, but it's not really in reverse. It's just like pointing upwards. That's the way I put it. It's the star, but you know, reaching for the stars as you're reaching for your own star here. That's bringing healing to yourself and to the world. And we have another that is in between, as you can see here. The Four of Coins. And we have a bunny rabbit in yet another boat. So where did we have that? Oh yeah, in the yeah, we had that in the energy update for the Patreons, if you would like to check those out. There are really nice additions to these readings, and we had the theme of the boat, like be the captain of your own boat. Check out the community tab section, and you can see it. It's available for as little as $2, and you can scroll through all of those and find something in there if you so wish. So yeah, packing up your stuff and going. You may not even know where this journey is taking you here, is what I'm seeing. And yes, I do see hurt in the past, but it's rather right now it's being transformed. There's a fierceness to that too, which I feel is what Aries season is bringing in here. And that's necessary too. And the Revolution card, that's that, right? She's very peaceful, yet the card's name is Revolution. So there is that essence. We can use that warrior archetype that Aries brings with it to really spark that internal revolution, to really be like, yes, I'm doing it. And I cannot wait for others, or I cannot, wait for others to show me the way here, because this is my path. I may be the one that needs to trailblaze here. So we do speak to trailblazers here, and to change makers, and to light workers and star seeds, or you may not identify as any of those. And to then please add whatever you feel you are. And it's much like with creating your own job, right? You can do this. You don't have to take one that's there, that is available. You just create your own if you feel so inclined, if that's your path. If it isn't, fine, right? All right. And then reach for the stars and dream big and think big and feel big. Yeah, and as you can see, she's just lifting off. There's no more fear and no more boat either. Like, she's becoming that vessel, which is really reminding me of the Merkaba. You know how you can actually, I almost want to say conjure that up. I don't know if that's the right word, but how you make that appear and use your body, your physical body, as a vessel to travel to other dimensions. It could also involve astral traveling. Here too is what I'm seeing, but I'm really being drawn to Merkaba and how you can explore other dimensions. So you may have done this. If you haven't, you may want to look into this. Please use caution with the Merkaba, like inform yourself is all I'm going to say with that. As with any of those things, but this is my personal opinion, I'm rather like on the more safe side when it comes to these things. I'm a bit more timid, although you may not think that with the channel and everything, but I'm always just like, okay, let's feel our way into this. And that's my personal thing. If you're one that's just going in and after that, awesome, right? So it's both okay. Everything's allowed here. Yeah. All right. Queen of the Moon, what do you have for us? Thank you. Yeah. You're breaking out of boundaries, or us, out of limitations. We're no longer limiting ourselves, right? Libra, air, mind, the mind. We're no longer limiting ourselves to whoever would like to keep us stuck here. And this is most likely adaptive patterns, or an inner critic that we've adapted from outside sources, but we've made it our own, and we built this bubble around ourselves. And this one here, that flower, is coming to prick that bubble so it can burst and that you can be free, because you're too big for that. It's much like with a baby, right? Death and rebirth, right? It's a rebirth. It's like that won't be no longer. That's the death part. But you'll then be able to breathe and to experience the world and life in a much different way, right? It may feel uncomfortable for a while because, of course, you don't know these surroundings anymore. But if you've ever moved to a different part of your city, or to a different country, or if you started to travel, you will get to know your surroundings again. First, you're like, okay, let's just do 5 meters, right? A radius of 5 meters. And then I'll go back to that space. I'm fully aware that that bubble no longer is there, but I just need to come back to that space, right? To curl myself up. But then a day later, you may be like, okay, I've seen those 5 meters. Let's do 10. And then you slowly start to expand your radius and start to get to know your new environment. And this is very much speaking to internally as well. You just take those steps, whatever is comfortable for you, and do not measure this on someone else. Someone else's journey, it's probably not yours. It's helpful to kind of see, okay, they've been there. But again, we're coming back to the goosebumps. Your body will let you know, is this the right path that I'm taking? Ask your heart, connect yourself with your guides if you're in tune already here, or whatever you need to do, but you will feel it. You will definitely feel when you're on your path and on the right track that is right for you. All right, my friends, this was our full moon in Libra reading. I hope it was helpful and or insightful to you, and I'm sending you much love, light, and shadow. Until next time, bye guys.